First on the list here is books that I've read recently. Just want to talk about reading. I want to say words about reading words. So, first, a little meta. Part of how I've been able to have at least a short period, I kind of fell off this recently, a short period of reading more books than ever, at least at a bigger pace, because, I've been so sold on the concept of reading, right? It's like you're getting someone's life's work, someone's life. See, yeah, no edits. Like I said, someone's entire life of diving into a topic and perfecting it and being an expert and condensing it and conveying it in a way that you can consume in a week. Like, I just think reading is almost one of the best uses of our time before we all die. So, I think reading is great. So, but it's been such a struggle to make reading a practice. And I think it is a practice. It's like a meditation practice. It's a learning practice. It's a focus practice. It's just a practice at being a better human. And it's something I've also struggled with. I think it's partially due to just the technology era and ADD and all of that, but it's hard to sit down and read a book for 30 minutes a day. I mean, it may sound very simple to some of you, but it might sound incredibly impossible to others of you. And I guess this will be a little meta as well, is one of the ways that I have been doing this better comes from one of the books that I read, which was Atomic Habits by James Clear. And one of the concepts, the meaning of atomic habits is not just like habits that make you blow up. It's like atomic actually means really small. So what are these like tiny little habits that, compound or stack or add up to be, greater than worthwhile to implement, right? And so one of the concepts is habit stacking, and that's something I've been doing. So I'm getting back into cycling, riding bikes. Jessica and I both got some cool bikes, and we've been riding, and one of my best friends is like a cycling addict, like the whole suit and all that. I'm not that level yet, but we'll see. I don't know, Matt 2020 wearing whatever they're called, Lycra. I don't know. But I mean, that's fun, and that's a great habit. Cycling, exercise, getting outside, all of that. And I've compounded that with getting back into audiobooks. So listening instead of reading. I love the intimacy of a physical book. I love the ability to refer back to notes on a Kindle. You lose a lot of that with audiobooks, but you gain back the ability to plow through a book in 2 days that might have taken me 6 months of, procrastinating the physical one or picking it up here or there and all of that. So, I definitely had a resurgence of using Audible and was able to just plow through couple books a week for this period of time. Then in the past few weeks, things have been weird. I'll get into that in a later point, just like schedule and this time of year and stuff like that. So haven't really been on my typical routine, but so Atomic Habits by James Clear, that was one that I read. I reread, what is it called? Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl, which is an incredible book that everyone should read. I think it's, it's a story, a first-person account from a psychologist in concentration camps, and it really puts things into perspective, just makes you, a little wake-up call of how your problems are just not that big a deal, and how even in the craziest of situations, how adaptable we are. Really powerful. I also went through The Power of Now, which is great. And then also Indistractable, which I think is a incredibly relevant topic right now. So I was excited for it. Wasn't particularly mind-blowing to me, maybe just because I'm already so immersed in that mindset, but might be a great starting point for people that are interested in this distraction culture and how to cultivate focus and things like that. But for me, it was just, I don't know, it didn't hit me super strong, but was good, and I am almost entirely through Ryan Holiday, Stillness is the Key. I had basically 90% finished it and then, got off track for a bit. But I'm going to reread that. I mean, it's incredible. That's probably one of my most highly recommended books, incredibly well. I'm probably next going to reread Awareness by Anthony DeMello, because Tim Ferriss continues to talk incredibly highly about it. My friend Sam talks highly about it. I did read it. I loved it, but I think it's one too that needs some refreshing on. So that's probably going to be the next thing that I read shortly.